Hello everybody, I'm Mukti and welcome back to the channel. Some days, the NYT Mini crossword feels easy, other days, not so much. If today's puzzle has you stumped, don't worry, I'm here to help. We're tackling the NYT Mini crossword for Tuesday, August 5th, 2025, clue by clue. If you want to try it solo, pause now. For everyone else, let's dive in and solve it together. Let's start with the across clues. First up, one across. Not here. 5 letters. This clue might seem simple at first glance, but it can be a bit tricky. It's one of those clues that makes you think about the concept of location and presence. When you're not here, where could you be? It's a fundamental question that can have many answers depending on the context. But in the world of crosswords, we need to find the most straightforward and fitting answer. Think about location. If you're not here, you're there. It's a simple yet profound idea. The concept of here and there is something we use every day without even thinking about it. It's part of our basic understanding of the world around us. When you tell someone you're not here, you're essentially saying you're somewhere else, which is there. This clue plays on that basic understanding. The answer is there, T-H-E-R-E. It's a word we use so often that we might overlook its simplicity and importance. In the context of a crossword puzzle, it's a perfect fit for the clue, not here. It's straightforward, easy to spell, and fits perfectly into the grid. It's the opposite of here, a basic but essential word. This word is fundamental to our understanding of space and location. It's one of those words that we learn early in life and use frequently. In a crossword puzzle, it's a great word to start with because it's simple and gives you a good foundation for solving the rest of the puzzle. Sometimes the simplest clues are the trickiest. They make you think in a different way and challenge your basic understanding of words and their meanings. This clue is a perfect example of that. It's simple, but it makes you think about the concept of location and presence in a new way. English is funny, there, but for not here, there is the only fit. The English language is full of words that sound the same but have different meanings and spellings. This can make solving crossword puzzles a bit challenging, but it also makes them more interesting. In this case, there is the perfect fit for the clue not here. This word gives us great letters for the down clues, especially those 2 E's. When you fill in the word there, you get some great letters for the down clues. The 2 E's are especially helpful because they are common letters that appear in many words. This makes it easier to solve the rest of the puzzle. It's a solid start, like the first dancer at a party. Starting a crossword puzzle with a simple and straightforward word like there is like being the first person to start dancing at a party. It sets the tone and gives you the confidence to keep going. It's a great way to get the puzzle started and build momentum. Fill in there and you're off to a confident beginning. Once you have the word there filled in, you can move on to the other clues with confidence. It's a great feeling to have that first word in place and know that you're on the right track. It gives you the motivation to keep going and solve the rest of the puzzle. The Mini loves these everyday words. Don't overthink it. The Mini crossword puzzle is designed to be fun and accessible. It uses everyday words that we all know and use. The key is not to overthink it. Just go with your first instinct and you'll usually be right. It's a great way to relax and have fun while challenging your brain. There is all about placement and direction. The word there is all about indicating a specific location or direction. It's a word that helps us understand where things are in relation to each other. In a crossword puzzle, it's a great word to use because it's simple and straightforward. It's a word that tells you something is at a distance. When you use the word there, you're indicating that something is at a distance from you. It's a word that helps us understand spatial relationships and navigate the world around us. In a crossword puzzle, it's a great word to use because it's easy to understand and fits well into the grid. And that's our answer, there. It's a simple word, but it's the perfect fit for the clue not here. It's a great way to start the puzzle and build momentum for solving the rest of the clues. Let's keep the momentum going and move to the next clue. With there in place, we're off to a great start. Let's keep the momentum going and move on to the next clue. Each word we fill in brings us one step closer to completing the puzzle. Let's see what the next clue has in store for us. Now, let's take a closer look at 4 across. The clue reads, like a superfan. It's 5 letters long, and if you're a crossword enthusiast, you might already have a hunch about the answer. But let's break it down together and see what makes this clue so interesting. When you hear the word superfan, what comes to mind? Maybe it's the image of someone in the front row at a concert singing every lyric. Or perhaps it's a sports fan, decked out in their team's colors, cheering at the top of their lungs. A superfan isn't just someone who likes something, they're someone who lives and breathes it. Their passion is unmistakable, and their devotion is unwavering. The word that perfectly captures this level of enthusiasm is avid. Spelled A-V-I-D, it's a word that means having or showing a keen interest in or enthusiasm for something. In the world of crosswords, avid is a classic answer for clues about passion, excitement, and dedication. Think about all the ways you can be avid. You might be an avid reader, devouring books late into the night. Or maybe you're an avid gardener, tending to your plants with care and pride. You could be an avid collector, always searching for that next rare find. Whatever your passion, being avid means you approach it with energy and excitement. In this puzzle, avid fits perfectly for like a superfan. It's concise, direct, and captures the spirit of the clue. When you write it into the grid, you're not just filling in a word, you're unlocking a key part of the puzzle. Avid is energetic, central to the puzzle, and connects to many down clues. It acts as a bridge, helping you solve the surrounding answers. Sometimes, one good answer can open up the entire grid, and avid is one of those words. Getting avid right can be a turning point. Suddenly, other clues start to make sense, and the puzzle begins to fall into place. It's a satisfying moment, and it's one of the joys of solving crosswords, seeing how one answer can unlock so many others. Clues like this aren't just about definitions. They're about personality and passion. They ask you to think about what it means to be truly enthusiastic, to care deeply about something. That's what makes crosswords so much fun. They connect words to real-life feelings and experiences. We all know someone who's an avid fan. Maybe it's a friend who never misses a game, or a family member who's read every book in a series. Or maybe when it comes to your own favorite things, you're the avid one. That kind of passion is something to celebrate. So the next time you see a clue like a superfan, remember to keep it simple. The answer is avid. It's a small word with big energy, and it's a favorite among crossword creators for a reason. Once you slot avid into the grid, the rest of the puzzle starts to open up. It's like finding the missing piece in a jigsaw. Suddenly, everything fits together. That's the magic of crosswords. A single word can spark a chain reaction of answers and excitement. So, let's keep that momentum going and dive into the next clue together. Now let's look at one down. One of those clues that can stump even the most seasoned crossword enthusiasts. There's something special about the way a single clue can make you pause, scratch your head, and reconsider everything you thought you knew about language and wordplay. One down is often a pivotal moment in any puzzle, and today, it's giving us a real challenge. The clue reads, part of TGIF. 4 letters. At first glance, it seems straightforward, but as any crossword solver knows, the simplest clues can sometimes be the trickiest. TGIF, a phrase we all know and love, especially as the work week winds down and the weekend beckons. TGIF stands for Thank God It's Friday. It's a phrase that's become a cultural touchstone, a celebration of the end of the week and the promise of relaxation, fun, and maybe a little adventure. But in the world of crosswords, even familiar phrases can hide unexpected twists. The clue wants a part of that phrase. Let's break it down and see if we can find a 4-letter word hiding in plain sight. Sometimes the answer is right in front of us, but we have to look at it from a different angle. Let's start by writing out each word. Thank has 5 letters. God has 3. Neither of those fits the 4-letter requirement, but it's always good to check the basics first. Sometimes crosswords want you to use a part of a word or even combine letters from different words. Next, it's is 3 letters, and Friday is 6. Again, neither fits the 4-letter slot we're looking for. It's a process of elimination, and sometimes that's just as important as finding the answer itself. So we have thank, 5, God, 3, it's 3, and Friday, 6. But we need a 4-letter word. None of the individual words in the phrase fit that length, which means the clue is probably asking us to think outside the box. At this point, it's easy to feel a little stumped. None of the words fit, and the answer isn't jumping out at us. But that's the beauty of crosswords. They challenge us to think creatively, to look for patterns and connections we might otherwise miss. Maybe the clue isn't asking for a word from the phrase, but rather a part of the acronym itself. Let's take a closer look at the grid and see if the letters we already have can give us a hint. Sometimes, the grid holds the key to unlocking a tricky clue. The first letter is T, which matches the first letter of there in the crossing clue. That's a good sign. We're on the right track. In crosswords, every letter is a potential clue, and every intersection is an opportunity to confirm or reconsider your answer. The next letter is H, also from there. Then comes A, which lines up with avid going across. Piece by piece, the answer is starting to take shape, but we're still missing that final letter. So we have THA. But what four-letter word fits here? Sometimes the answer is something unexpected, a word you wouldn't immediately associate with the clue. This is where crosswords really test your lateral thinking. This is a classic crossword moment. When you hit a wall, it's often best to take a step back. Let your mind wander. Think about the clue from a different perspective, or even just take a short break. Inspiration can strike when you least expect it. If you're stuck, don't be afraid to move on to another clue. Sometimes, solving a different part of the puzzle will give you the information you need to come back and crack the tough ones. Crosswords are as much about patience and persistence as they are about vocabulary and knowledge. Remember, crosswords are all about making connections between words, ideas, and even between different parts of your own mind. Each clue is a piece of a larger puzzle, and every answer brings you one step closer to that satisfying moment when the whole grid comes together. Let's see what the next clue reveals, and keep the momentum going. 2 down. Sound of a squeaky toy. 5 letters. This is an onomatopoeia, a word that sounds like what it describes. Think of a dog toy. The answer is squeak, S-Q-U-E-A-K. You can almost hear it as you read the clue. Onomatopoeia clues are intuitive. Buzz, hiss, meow, squeak. Let's check the grid. Squeak fits perfectly with there and avid. Getting squeak confirms our earlier answers. When you're stuck, move to a clue that feels obvious. Momentum matters. Squeak is a fun, lively word and a great addition to the puzzle. Let's keep solving. 3 down, drink with a tea bag. 3 letters. Seems simple. What do you make with a tea bag? Tea. But let's check the grid. The first letter is R from there. Second is V from avid. RV. That doesn't spell a drink. Maybe our across answers need a second look. This is a good reminder. Always double check the crosses. Sometimes the answer you're sure of isn't right. If you're stuck, move on and come back with fresh eyes. Crosswords are a web. Solving one clue can unlock another. Let's keep going and see if the next clue helps. Well, that was a ride. Sometimes the puzzle throws you a curveball. We solved squeak, but those across clues were trickier than expected. That's the fun of crosswords. They keep us humble and thinking. Thanks for sticking with me through the twists and turns. If you enjoy these adventures, hit subscribe and ring the bell. Good luck with tomorrow's puzzle. May your answers cross perfectly. See you next time.